There, this is DeadpoolNegative. I'm back with excuse me, another review. It's been a long time coming because I think I had promised a review of The Church on Ruby Road, the Doctor Who 2023 Christmas special. And I remember watching at the time, I didn't really have much to say about it, and I quite frankly, looking it over again, I still don't have much to say about it, but I'll say what I had to say, what I do have to say right now. So, um, I remember I distinctly remember early 2005, a friend of mine, at his house, and I'm not a guy who sails the seas. If you understand that, if you understand what that means, so he gave me a digital. He sat me down with his laptop and showed me Rose, to, the first episode of the Russell T Davies era of Doctor Who with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. And Rose is a fantastic episode. It really introduces the Doctor in this concept. There's enough mystery to it. It establishes Rose as a likable character, establishes the Doctor is properly mysterious, and Eccleston is wonderful, and it's really super entertaining. And the Church on Ruby Road. Here's the thing: it's written like Rose. It's not fair. It's kind of cruel to say it's the version of Rose you order on Wish, because that's not it. The trouble is, Davies is trying to do, like, here's an introductory episode to the Doctor, but when Rose aired, we hadn't seen the Doctor for over a decade and a half. In a real adventure. And with Rose, we just saw this Doctor a few weeks ago. Also, I just felt the episode was kind of light on actual plot. It felt like 20 minutes of story in a 68 minute, in a, like it felt like as 55, 20 minutes of actual plot in a 55-minute bag. Not that there wasn't, like, entertaining scenes and stuff. It just felt like slight in a way that Rose did not. And I'm not really sure why that is. I just felt the antagonists they were basically goblins who can time travel, and they like to eat babies, and that's it. That's literally it. It is very, but, like, the way it's structured, and apparently this is also due to input from Disney Plus. It structures very much an introductory episode to the Doctor. If you've never watched the Doctor before, this is an episode that says, here's what the Doctor is about. He's a time traveler. He's really cool. He does cool stuff. He invents things, which I haven't seen in a while, if ever. Like, I thought that was kind of interesting. I hadn't seen him invent something. I can't remember the last time I saw the Doctor invent something, even if it was a minor gadget. But I thought that was neat. So, let's get the positives out of the way. Ncuti Gatwa is fantastic. Ncuti Gatwa is what I wanted out of the Doctor. There's an air of authority and mystery to him, and where Jodie Whittaker was likable and easygoing and just didn't own the screen the way the best Doctors do. I mean, they always say no shade to the Jodie. The material was bad. Yes, the material was bad, but it's like you watch something like, say, Adult Life Skills, a film she did a couple years ago, which I think I might talk about if I get next time I get a chance to watch it. Like, she's such an understated, quiet actress at her best, that maybe the Doctor just wasn't the role that I don't think the Doctor was simply a role that played to her skill sets. But at the same time, like, as bad as the material was, there are actors who can rise to the occasion and get past the bad material. And Whittaker did not do that for whatever reason. Gatwa is an actor that I think this is most obvious. Like, whenever I saw Joe Martin on the screen, and Joe Martin has been the Doctor for, let's see, I would say approximately 20 to 30 minutes of actual screen time, and I wanted to pay. I wanted. I wanted to pay attention to her. But we're talking about Ncuti Gatwa here. Now, we introduced the Doctor clubbing, which allegedly, according to the wiki, I don't know, um, Gatwa actually worked as a dancer in a club when he was really young, when he was like in his 20s, which I thought was kind of neat. But like this Doctor is very outgoing, very outgoing in a way that a lot of previous Doctors have not been. There's a thing that Russell T Davies wants you to know about this Doctor, and is that this Doctor kind of like there's no actual, but he there's actually a scene where Gatwa hits on like flirts quite well with a woman who's with a 70-year-old woman, and it's a hilarious scene. Not hilarious. I was just hilarious. It's just like hilarious in the sense that like he really does, he's able to make this woman feel wanted, and this woman wants him. I thought it was really really sweet. There's a scene early on, which apparently was added at Disney's request, where the Doctor gets in a minor accident and interacts with someone, and it's probably the best scene in the episode. He interacts with a police, like basically a giant snowman prop falls on the Doctor. He escapes it, and this Doctor follows around asking what happened, and like it is this. The 15th Doctor kind of just says like, look, this is, he says something to the guy just by observation, and just a really quietly observed, lovely little scene that reminds, like, it's one of the reasons you like the Doctor, because he's good to everyone. He's good to this random guy who's just asking him questions and bothering him, and he finds a way to like give the guy he finds a way to compliment the guy and tell him, but and the only way a time traveler can. And I thought that was really effective, really just a really nice way to get to the Doctor. And I should talk about the companion. I think Millie Gibson was good in a way. Here's the thing that's instead of just being a regular girl, there's a mystery behind Ruby. Excuse me. I want to say Ruby's Thursday, but it's actually Ruby Sunday. Or it's I keep my head like because I'm American. It's like, oh, it's Ruby Thursday. No, it's Ruby Sunday. She's quite good as Ruby Sunday, but the character, she's not a normal. Well, I mean, she is a normal girl on the surface, but there's a mystery to her. Like she was left as a foundling on a church steps, and she has been raised by a foster parent. This episode is very much, it's Russell T Davies' social agenda. They're like Ruby's foster mother, who's played by an actress named, Michelle Greenidge, quite good, and Angela Winter plays her mother, the aforementioned older woman that the 15th Doctor flirts with. The episode is very much like, fostering children as a little message. Fostering children is a good thing. It can enrich your life if you have enough room in your heart. Although the episode kind of makes the weird distinction that if one of the kids is really good and nice, you'll like it. I don't think that was the intended message, but that's what happens. She's good, but I wasn't too excited about the fact that there's a mystery behind her, because basically it's weird because I never thought I'd see an episode of Doctor Who remind me of the Disney movie Meet the Robinsons, but the imagery of a hooded woman seemingly leaving a baby on a doorstep, and a character like seemingly walking up to her, about to reveal identity, but just standing there and doing nothing. That happens in Disney's Meet the Robinsons, 2007 animated feature that is actually kind of interesting. It's not entirely successful, but actually, if you're watching Doctor Who on Disney Plus, you can watch Meet the Robinsons. There's also but the actual meat of the story is very much a time travel plot. The goblins use time travel to escape or screw with things, and of course, the timeline is rewritten and the Doctor has to fix it. It's fine, but it's not particularly imaginative or exciting. Like they talk about that song sequence, and that's fun. That's fun, but like I think Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson do a good job acquitting themselves in terms of their singing abilities when they sing about the goblins wanting to eat people and they're trying to rescue the baby. Basically, these time traveling goblins who like to eat babies target target Carla's latest foster child. You know, and that's fine, but it also feels like filler. A lot of the episodes strangely felt like filler to me. Like I said, 20 minutes, because like all you really need to do is stop the goblins, and they find a pretty, the Doctor figures out a good way to do that. I mean, that's the thing. There's really good character moments, but it's I was kind of checking my watch the whole time. Like, yeah, this is fine, but like Russell D. Davies has spoken of really pivoting to more fantasy than opposed to sci-fi this season, which, I mean, Russell D. Davies, at least I think, wants he wants the most marketable Doctor. What he thinks is marketable and what I think is marketable are probably two different things. But one of the things, this episode also reminded me why, even though Davies is probably the more beloved and successful run of Doctor Who, I responded to Stephen Moffat's more, because I never got the sense that, like, let's just do this for fun. I always thought Moffat was working towards a purpose. Of course, Moffat himself created a mystery with oh, I can't remember. Why am I with Clara Oswald, and that was pretty much a disaster. Maybe that's my problem. Like, well, it hasn't been officially confirmed, but it looks like Millie Gibson and Ruby Sunday's story is ending somewhere in series two, in the next series of Doctor Who. Not what's starting in May, but like, and that makes sense. One companion a season. It was kind of the standing operating procedure, but one of the problems is, like, okay, at the end of the episode, Ruby decides on her own to join up with the Doctor. What's interesting, the Doctor, he says, the Doctor acknowledges he's bad for his companions. It says a great line, "I'm the bad luck." Bad luck also, bad luck also is a part of the plot, but I don't feel like discussing that. And it's a nice self-aware moment, and it feels very Stephen Moffat, quite frankly. So it feels like something that my favorite Doctor, the 11th Doctor, would say. But Ruby decides to join her, and the problem is, like, the very first thing Ruby's going to ask him is, like, can you go back in time and show me what my parents are? And I don't know if, like, Davies is going to answer that question immediately or spend the whole entire 8 episodes dancing around it. Like, it'll be an interesting thing to find out what they do with it. But anyway, just want to share some thoughts on that. I wouldn't say hated the episode. I was just kind of left. Like I said, it took me a month to actually sit down and like talk about it. It's fine. I just wish it was better. And who knows? Maybe I just worry that, like, Davies is going to like really sacrifice excitement and sensation for any depth. That would sometimes happen in his run, but there was always a balance, like something, like, there was always enough of balance. And I just worry, like, with the need to, like, really just grab the audience by the throat. Like, it was a good introduction to the Doctor episode, but I just saw the Doctor a couple of weeks ago, not 15 years ago. So anyway, if you like what you're watching, hit the bell and subscribe and click for notifications, and I will talk to you later.